Only photographers who can't make enough money with photography share industry secrets. Why would anybody with a successful business tell you how they do it? Unless it was to make money and they don't have a successful business. That is what the comments section are saying. And I want to discuss that because I have a few different businesses and there's a few different answers to this question. Now, as you're aware, I am an educator on YouTube. I use this as an educational platform to teach people about photography. This is where I give free information about what I do for work. But there's more to it than that. For a small fee, you can come and join over at Studio Access and you get the information that I won't give away for free. But there's more to it than that. There's some information I would never share. And there's some information I will entirely share with you because it's good for you to know it and it does me no harm. But let's look at this because, and I do use the comment section a lot to create content because it's really interesting. You see someone's point of view and you go, I know something which would be interesting based off the back of that. Let's discuss it. And this is a great example. So let's take two of my businesses, for example. I have an import-export business and I have photography. In my import and export business, there is no way in hell I am sharing with you how I do it, what I do, or why I do it. I'm not sharing with you because you'd be able to do it if you knew why. Photography is different. If I tell you how I light a subject, yes, you can do the same thing, but you can't do what I do. In the same way that I can't do what you do. This is a creative industry. If you believe that learning the secret lighting setup is the key to success, you're in the wrong job. That is not what this here is. I can show you how I price my work, how I do my treatments, everything about my work. It is useless to you. And this comment came up on one of my videos about how my YouTube channel works. I can show you how my YouTube channel works. I can tell you exactly how to do all of this. Doesn't mean you can do it because you still have to be able to sit in front of the camera and present. In the same way that Peter McKinnon could show me his business model for YouTube, I'm no Peter McKinnon. I don't have that skill set. One in cinematography and two in presentation, scripting, storyline, thumbnail design, title creation. I don't have that skill set. I can tell you how to do what I do here. And yes, some of you will be able to go and do it, but you would have been able to go and do it anyway. Some of you will find it interesting and have no interest in doing it. And some of you can take all that information and simply not be able to put it together because either you can't script, you can't do thumbnails, you can't do title, whatever it is, you're missing that link and that's not going to help you. And photography is a bigger example of that, especially at the high commercial end. People book me because of my vision, not because of the camera I own, not because of the technical prowess I have, but because of my vision and because of how I see the world. I can't tell you how to see the world like me. You don't know what Sandwich Saturday is like when you're poor because that's what dinner is because you have bread and butter. You don't know that. And if you do know it, you don't know it like I know it because you're not me. You don't have these 10 million other things leading up to it, which makes you view Sandwich Saturday in a particular way. These are all very personal things. And of course, I can show you my top secret lighting setup. And at the moment, over on Studio Access, I've shared with everybody how we do the same shot 10 different ways for different shadow density for different print mediums whilst having the exact same photograph. That I can tell you how to do, and that's a very useful bit of skill that you can apply, but I can't tell you how to photograph the right thing. So for example, take this simple of simple images. Most people around the world will have no idea what this is. If you're British, you will know exactly what this is. Now, that's one part of it. The next part of it is I chose this specific one from the 10,000 we had on the table in front of us. The next part of it is I chose the background color to go with it. And the important part of it is when I sit this within my body of work, the whole thing makes sense. The only way that that information is useful to you is if you can apply it to yourself, at which point you've created something completely different and you have no competition to me whatsoever. That's why photographers get on with each other. Kind of. And this is an interesting conversation I had just yesterday with one of my one-to-ones. They're working at the low to mid level at the moment. They want to work at the high end. At the low to mid level, yeah, I wouldn't share my secrets because those people are being paid because they know how a camera works and they know how to use a light and they have a marketing plan. That's it. At the high end, we have a vision. If I go and chat to one of my friends and go, what are you pitching on this at the moment? I will get one of my friends' feeds to show up here at this point of the video because it'll be interesting to see. We do the same thing. We're not going up for the same jobs as each other. We're not even in the same realm as each other job-wise. We work at the same level, but the chance of a client wanting both of us to pitch on the same job, if they do, they just want us because they like us as people, not because of our work, because we have nothing in common work-wise. There's nothing pulling it all together. There's no like constant theme in there. Yes, we're both photographers, but we don't do the same job. So we can phone each other up and we can say, hey, can I borrow this? Can I borrow your studio for a test shoot? Can you show me how to do this? There's no problem in doing this at all. It makes it nice and easy, nice and friendly, and it's a very nice business because of that. Now, of course, there are a few photographers who have very similar work to me at the high end, and they are my competition. But if they phoned me up and said, Scott, I'm on set, this has happened, can you help me out? I'd be like, yeah, Kit's in a taxi on its way over to you, don't stress about it. Because one, I hope I'm a nice person, I try to be a nice person, and two, I'd hope they'd do the same for me. But sure, I perhaps wouldn't share my treatments with them, which we're competing on, or I wouldn't share my pricing with them, which we're competing on. I don't know, maybe I would, it's never come up before, but that's why we share industry secrets. And yes, of course, I know the naysayers, they're going, but you make money out of it. Yes, I do. I make money out of having an education system because I put in work having one. I do the work and I get paid for that because of the work I do. And the only reason it's of interest to people is because I also shoot worldwide ad campaigns and have an agent. If I was just somebody here going, well, I take pretty pictures, I've got some cool lights and a cool camera, it's meaningless. Having the rest of it means that I have an insight into the industry that I can share with all of you. And hopefully it means that you can get to where I am today quicker than I managed to, because it was a slog.